Hello, 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 Facebook. This is Toya Nalao with my live Q&A. And sorry that I'm a little late. I have a little bit of technical difficulty trying to go live on Facebook to host this Q&A. So what we're doing is we are going live and we're talking about specifically what's going on and what's the tea on real estate in today's market, specifically in the triangle. So I see that no one has joined yet, but I know that I did get a few questions to answer that I said that I would go ahead and answer once I go live. So if we don't have anyone, I'm sure hopefully people will tune in. If you don't tune in, make sure to tune in later, as this will be in the archives at some point once we're done. But I plan to be here for about 10-15 minutes answering all your questions specifically that you have on what's going on in the triangle. So the first question that I have, let me get out my notepad here because I did have to manually jot it down. And so the first question that we have, which is what everybody's talking about, is, are interest rates going to go down again, kind of like what we saw right around that COVID area? And like I told you guys before, I'm not a lender, nor am I the feds, and I don't have a magic, excuse me, I don't have a magic ball to tell you what's going to be going on or what we can be anticipating. But I can tell you, in speaking with my lenders and also just keeping in touch with what's going on within the market and what I'm reading from other people, what I'm hearing is that rates are scheduled. The Fed is supposed to meet again a few more times this year, and it is anticipated that they're going to lower rates a bit. Now, are we going to see COVID rates in the 3s and the 4s? More than likely, no, we're not going to see that. And I keep telling people that are asking me, oh, we want to see those types of rates again. That would be great. But remember, for us to see rates that low, we had to experience a pandemic. And I'm sure I speak for most, if not all of us, that we don't want to witness another pandemic. We don't want to witness seeing loved ones lose their lives or getting so sick that we're scared every day to whether or not they're going to make it. I don't think that's worth it to anybody. So the reason the Feds had to lower the rates during the pandemic is because we didn't want to see a collapse of the market. Anytime that the home buying and home selling market takes a hit, the whole national, sometimes even global economy takes a hit. So a lot of times the Feds, they do have to step in and they have to make the hard decisions, as I'm sure they did a few years ago, to lower the interest rate as much as they did. We're more than likely, again, we're not going to see that again. But what I am hearing is, and as you guys know, rates have come down a bit. Last year around this time, they were in the 7s. Now we're seeing them in the mid 6s. And at some point for like VA loans, we're seeing low 6s as well. And of course, a lot of that is dependent on so many factors, including your credit, your debt to income ratio, how established your credit is. So there are a few factors that will go into whether or not you get the prime, interest rates. But the answer to the top question that I'm getting is interest rates. Are they going to come down? They may come down a little bit, but like I said, we're not going to get the COVID rates that we got a few years ago. And that's probably a good thing. So my next question, specifically as it pertains to the triangle market, is, are the price of houses going to come down? So again, keep in mind that I don't have a crystal ball, but all I can talk about is what we see in the market. And to answer that question, the short answer to that question is maybe. The answer really is, it's a long-fold answer. I think most realtors and lenders in our market would agree with me that we are already somewhat seeing houses come down to rates that prices that are acceptable. We can all agree that at some point in time that prices of houses did go out of control. and to the point where we as agents, we were literally getting multiple offers before our houses even go on the market. Do we want to see that again? We probably don't. Just because, again, it just got really, really crazy. I don't think that it was good for, particularly for buyers. Buyers were, a lot of buyers, they were buying sight unseen just so they can get the house. They were not getting any repairs. And that's not necessarily, it doesn't make for a good collaboration or a good market when all parties are trying to work together so that it's a win-win for everyone. What we are seeing is builders are pricing homes more reasonably, number one. And two, instead of lowering prices, what we're going to see builders do is that they're going to offer incentives, right? So instead, if you see a house that's priced, for instance, if you see a new construction that's priced at $450 or well, maybe we're in the triangle, so let's say $500 to be more realistic. We see a new construction that's priced at $500. What we're seeing in our market is that builders are saying, you know what, this house is $500, but we're going to give you a $20,000 incentive package to be able to purchase this house. Now, the good news about that is a lot of times the package that they give, the incentive package, we call it use as you choose incentive package. And when you get those types of opportunities, buyers, what most agents, the ones that know what we're talking about, will tell you, instead of using that to lower the price of your home, it's really going to help you in the long run to use that amount as a rate buy down. It's better for you to buy down your rate than for you to lower the price of your house. Buying down your rate will help you overall. It's going to help you again with the actual payment of the house, your monthly payment in terms of your mortgage, your PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Your PITI is going to lower that overall. Number one. Number two, it's going to be, and the biggest reasons builders are not lowering homes is that they don't want, the ones that bought before you, they don't want to bring down the value of their house, because at the end of the day, the value of homes is based on comparables, or what we call comps, around the area. So if you're buying in a subdivision, the very same house that somebody bought 2 months ago, they paid $500 for it. Well, the builder doesn't want to sell it to you for $480, simply because now that person that bought 2 months ago, now the value of their home is now coming down to $480. That doesn't work. That doesn't work well for them. It doesn't work well for you. And it certainly doesn't work well for the builder. No builder wants to do that. So at the end of the day, what we're seeing and what we're encouraging our buyers to use those incentives for is for a rate buy down, and then whatever else is left, you use it towards your closing cost, not to lower the price of the home, because that's overall, that's really just the best way to use those incentives. So that's what we're seeing in the market as far as new construction. Another indication that housing prices may be coming down a little bit, not much, is what we call days on the market. So the days on the market, we're seeing longer days on the market than before. I mentioned before that there was a time when even before we go on the market that we're getting multiple offers. And of course, that was because of the low interest rates back then. Since the interest rates are not as low as they were back then, what we're seeing is that the buying market has shrunk a little bit. People are sitting on the sidelines and they're waiting to see what the interest rates does. But I think now people are starting to understand that the interest rate is what it is. They're starting to get used to the, as we call it, the sticker shock of interest rates that are no longer 3%, 4%. So people are getting used to that anymore. They're getting used to that now. So because there are longer days on the market, I think that gives the buyer more room to negotiate. Because the longer a house is on the market, more than likely, the more anxious the seller is to sell. And when we have an anxious seller, or as we call it, a seller who is ready to sell and who really wants to sell, it paves the way for a more equitable dialogue on both sides from the agents that are representing the buyers and the sellers, So, for example, what we're seeing, what we didn't see before, is we saw we are now seeing that sellers are willing to negotiate on repairs. Sellers are willing to negotiate on the price of the home. So that's making it that's making it more more equitable for both sides to sell and to buy. So we've got a few people online, and Yolanda Carter is asking, hey Yolanda, how's it going? So she's asking, are we in a seller's market? And the answer, I think in the triangle, we can say with precision that it is no longer a seller's market. I think the market has kind of tipped more to, like I said, equitable, where it favors both sides. What in the real estate market, what we count as a seller's market is when homes are on the market for less than 90 days and they're selling. Nationally, it's 6 months, but in the triangle, what we're seeing is that it's typically 90 days or less. But we are seeing homes now that are in the market for 60 days, 90 days, and that's becoming the norm. So I don't necessarily think we're still in a seller's market, and we're probably teeter-tottering more into a buyer's market, which in the triangle is probably, the time has come, because we've been in a seller's market probably since 2016, 2017. So the time really is come for buyers to get a break. What we're not seeing as much of multiple offers. We're seeing we're in a situation where after some months on the market, we are getting offers. And as agents, we are trying very hard to work with our clients, whether they're sellers or buyers, to really look at these offers. And we're trying to work with all sides to come to an understanding where we can go under contract. Because at the end of the day, what we all want is the very same thing. The sellers want to sell and buyers want to buy. So our job as agents is to bring everybody to the table and negotiate a situation where everybody walks away as if though they've won something. We may not get everything that we want on either side, but as long as everybody walks away like they've got something, I think we have an equitable market. So to answer your question, Yolanda, we are no longer in a seller's market. We're probably teetering into a buyer's market right now. So I hope that answers your question. The next person we've got, Regina. Hey, Regina, how are you? And your question is, for out-of-state people, what is the triangle? Well, thank you for joining. And I know you have clients that are from out of state. And what we call the triangle, is a makeup of 3 cities in the eastern part of, not really eastern, kind of like the northeast part of North Carolina, and it's made up specifically of 3 cities, which is why we call it the triangle, and that is Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. So Raleigh is a city, Durham is a city, Chapel Hill is a city. So all those three cities and all the little small towns that surround those cities, we're all grouped together as the triangle. So we've got cities. We've got a city named, a big one named Cary. We've got, where I am is Fuquay Varina. We call ourselves Fuquay. We've got Holly Springs. We've got Apex. We've got Clayton. We've got even Selma. We've got and then if we go a little bit further north, we've got Rocky Mount, that will also be all part of the triangle as a whole. But the triangle is a big area, which I cover all those areas. It's a big area, but we share the nuances of one market. And the reason it's called Research Triangle Park, RTP, basically is because we have obviously the three cities, and then we're really big on R&D, research and development. So if you go around the quote unquote the technology part of the area, we've got a lot of tech going on. We've got a lot of research going on. We've got a lot of we've got a lot of manufacturing. We've got some hospitality. But the RTP, the Research Triangle Park, which is what the hub that kind of feeds the triangle as far as economy. We've got a lot of different areas and genres that make that up. So what I love about the RTP or the triangle area is that we have multiple areas. So unlike some places like in Florida, Florida is a good example. Most of Florida is mostly just hospitality. But if you come to us, we've got everything, like I just mentioned. We've got healthcare, we've got research, we've got tech, we've got financial, we've got the banking industry, we've got manufacturing, we've got a whole bunch of different industries. So if one kind of teeter-totters, or if one kind of gets a low, the rest of it will come back and build that back up. So we're not dependent on just one industry. We're multifaceted. We've got tons and tons of diversity, just like our job sectors. Our people are diversified, and we've got an average of more than 8,000 people moving in here every day. So we are grown exponentially. All right. So thank you, Regina. I hope I answered your question. Good morning, Kenya. It's morning where you are, but it is afternoon here. So good morning, good afternoon. And I don't see any more questions right now. So I'm going to go back to the questions that I have written down. Correct. Okay. So as I told you guys earlier, specifically, I am in the Fuquay area. And a couple of people are asking me Fuquay has grown exponentially, and they're asking me what is coming to Fuquay. So to answer your question, the big news right now is ding, 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 ding. We're a small town. So what's a normal for most people? It's a big deal to us. We just got a Marshalls, which is huge. And so now we are expecting a Target. So Target is scheduled to come here. They're building, the plans have been approved. So Target is scheduled to come here by 2026. So we are expecting a Target. It's my understanding also the Publix. Now, you know, when you got a Publix, you've arrived, right? So, well, I think Whole Foods and Publix, but we're getting a Publix, which I love my Publix sub. So it's a double-edged sword, because if there's a Publix here, I don't have to go all the way to Cary. That's another town to get my Publix subs, which means that I got to watch my sodium. But we're getting a Publix here also in 2026. And what just happened in the Fuquay area is that we finally got annexed and an exit to 540. 540 is a major interstate here. And once you get access to 440, your property values skyrocket. And so here in Fuquay, we were skyrocketing before. But now that we've got that annex and we've got an exit where it takes most of us now, where it used to take us like 25 minutes to get on 540, it is now, it's cut down to less than half. It is now about 11 minutes from where I am to get on that major interstate of 540. So that's a huge thing for us. And we've got new developments going up everywhere. We've got Eastwood Homes that are building on 42. We've got Dan Ryan that's also building on 42. And then if you go down on 401, on the Fuquay side of 401, there's a bunch of local builders that are building townhomes. The townhomes, they're all starting in the 300s. They are about 1,500 to 1,600 square feet. So great price, good size for that first time home buyer. So we're getting a lot of information. We're getting a lot of things coming into Fuquay. All right, any questions before I go to anybody have any questions they want to ask? I don't see any new questions. Before I go on to read another question that I have written down that was texted to me. This question was texted to me from Joyce. Joyce out of Hillsborough, and she wanted to know what are the options here in Fuquay, Holly Springs, Cary area specifically for entertainment. So to answer that question, we've got, obviously, the more we've got people moving in and the more that we've got businesses coming in, you're going to start seeing a lot of things for entertainment spruce up. One of the big things here in the Fuquay, Cary, Apex, and Holly Springs area is that we get a lot of restaurants, and we're getting a lot of what we call tap rooms, where we're getting new restaurants with peculiar and authentic menu items to choose from, and a lot of these menu items, they work directly with local farmers. So a lot of the restaurants that are coming in here, they're doing a bang up job making sure they keep the business in the family, and that they're working with farmers that are growing things locally here in North Carolina. So there's a lot of wonderful, wonderful things that's happening. And let me just touch a little bit on, because that Cary's a little bit further out of my area, but I do service Cary. And let me tell you about a wonderful, wonderful development in Cary that I'm following closely and I frequent a lot. And there's an area in Cary called Fenton. So Fenton Park is, oh my goodness, this place, you guys have to go check it out. Fenton Park is, I would say, kind of like a mini DC in that it's one of those places where it's a multi-use, mixed-use area. It has a lot of little boutique specialty stores. They've got local restaurants as local restaurants as well as chain restaurants, and tons of food trucks. They actually have every once in a while they have an event where it's just you go there and you sample different dishes from food trucks. But Fenton is always bringing in, and I know that the marketing people, they do an exceptional job. They've got a movie theater there. They've got a skating rink there. I know that they're looking into maybe bringing in a comedy club, which I think will do really, really great there. And then they've got, like I said, they've got some of the boutique type stores there. So if there's anything that you're looking for in terms of things that are eclectic, whether it's accessories, shoes, bags, or whether it's clothing or even furniture, you guys need to check out Fenton. And then there's also is a great place just for the family to go out, have a good time. I know my son and his girlfriend, sometimes they'll go out there to just go skating or to go walking around. So it's a nice place to even take your date, and you can take a walk and go into the different different specialty shops. So I just want to give a plug to Fenton in Cary. If you have not gone to Fenton, you got to go check it out. They've got tons and tons of fun destinations over there that you guys can definitely look into. And I promise you would enjoy. I want to go ahead and end with, there's some special happenings that are going on specifically here in Fuquay. Some of you guys have seen my video, but there's a couple of things that we do here in Fuquay to kind of keep us connected as a town, as a city. One of the things that we do is that we like to get to know our hometown heroes. So one of the things that we do is that we have a coffee with the cop, and we do that. We try to do that at least once a month, once every couple of months. So we've got one coming up here soon, April the 2nd, I believe, where we're going to go to the, and I'm going to bring donuts, of course, and we're going to just go and meet our local cops and introduce ourselves. If some of you guys that are new to the area, it's always great to introduce yourself to the cops, because it's good when cops know the people that they're sworn to protect. I think that improves the relationship between the cops and the civilians. So I think it's a great, and you get to meet a lot of times too, the chief of police is there. So you get to meet them and just have a really, really good time and hang out with your neighbors. And then for those of you that like the Easter egg hunt or they have children, I don't know if they're going to use eggs this time around, because as we all know, eggs have become very, very expensive. But there is, on April 12th, we do have the Easter egg hunt coming in downtown Fuquay. So that's a great place for us to go out again, hang out and get to know our neighbor, get to know the community, and just do something fun with the family. So, and one of the things that I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to bring to you guys every week some things that are going to be going on the coming week, in case you're looking for something to do in the Fuquay, Holly Springs area. And I'll throw in some stuff about what's going on in Cary and what's going on in Raleigh, things of that sort, in case anyone will have an interest. But as always, anything and everything that you're looking to know about the community, whether it's about real estate, whether it's about our local heroes, whether it's about our local goings-ons in our community, just hit me up. I'm your girl. I'm your local Triangle Realtor. hit me up 919-903-4125. Send me a text, hit me up on Facebook, send me an email, whatever is easiest for you. I promise I will get back to you. And if you ask me a question, if I don't have an answer to it, I promise you I'm going to find an answer, and I promise you I will get back with you within 24 to 48 hours. Even if I don't have an answer, if I'm still working on it, I promise I will still get back to you to let you know I'm still working on getting an answer to you. So anything and everything, I'm here. I'm your local ambassador for all things Fuquay Varina in the Triangle. Hit me up. And if there's, for all of you guys who are online and who's coming to watch and to cheer me on, thank you so much. We're going to try to do this at least couple of times a month. And also, oh yeah, so one last thing I want you guys to know is that I'm going to be starting a show, and you guys saw my first interview today with Dr. Shayo Adeyina, the medical director of Advanced Healthcare in Holly Springs. I'm going to try to bring you every once in a while, every other Monday, I'm going to try to bring you guys an interview with a local hero, somebody that's making a difference in the community, or I may go talk to maybe a new development in our local surrounding areas that I think you guys should know about. I'm going to try to bring you guys something that is going to make you leave the show with more knowledge than you came with. And if there's anything that you guys want to see specifically, or anyone that you think is doing great in the community that I need to touch base with, please send me their information, send me their name, and I will get in touch with them and I will bring them onto the show. The next few people that you're going to see, we're going to be interviewing Miss Hardy. She is one of our teachers in Willow Spring High School. So you're going to be seeing her on my show. And also, we are going to bring you the owner of Serendipity, Kina. We're going to also be talking to her. And as you guys know, again, I know I talk about this all the time. I love consignment items. I love designer items. I love vintage stuff. And Serendipity is like your one-stop shop for all that here in Fuquay. So I'm going to bring her to you guys within the next week and a half or so. So again, if you guys have any ideas for a show, just let me know. Hit me up. Once again, thank you all so much, and I will see you. Thank you, darling. I saw that you saw the interview. Thank you so much. I thought that was a great interview as well. And yes, and also too, just so you know, another one of my colleague, Regina Booker, she's going to be doing a live presentation as well. Basically, it's kind of the same thing that I'm doing, but she's in the Long Island area, and she is going to be answering any questions that you have about that area. And I think Keisha is on here too. Keisha is also another agent in the Triangle. She also is going to be going live, and I can't remember if it's today, later on, or if it's tomorrow, but join her as well. She's going to probably give us that information later, but join her as well. And then we're going to be all of us, and I have one other surprise / treat for you guys. So I work, you guys probably don't know this, so I'm going to go ahead and share this with you guys now. So I am connected with over almost 70,000 agents, not only in the United States, but also in Canada and parts of the UK. So I say this to say that if no matter where you want to move in these areas, if you want to move anywhere in the country, I got you. Just let me know, and I will connect you with some of my sister agents in the area where you want to move into, including Canada and parts of the UK, right? So at the end of the day, any place where you want to move, we are a network of agents. We've got agents in Georgia. We've got agents in New York. We've got agents all over. So anywhere you want to move, north, west, east, or south, just let me know and I will connect you. But tomorrow, you're going to get a chance to meet some of my boss agents from all over the country. I will give you more information on that one. Just check on my page. But tomorrow at 7:30, clock in and tune in live, and you're going to see some great agents talking about their communities, talking about what's going on in their area. And it'll be a great source of information. Who knows? We may have an agent from an area where maybe you're thinking about moving into, and you're going to be able to ask them questions that they're going to be able to answer. So thank you all for coming. Thank you, Bernadette. I'm giving you a shout out. Regina, Keisha, Tandra, Eric Gomez. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Darling, Kenya, Regina, again. You all, thank you so much for joining. Everyone else that I did not mention, forgive me, but I just wanted to make sure that I express my appreciation. And I will see you guys soon enough. Samara, thank you for coming. I will see you guys again the week after next. It's going to be every other Monday. We're going to try and do this so that we can keep you guys posted. All right. Any questions that you guys think of, please send them to me, and I will get back with you with an answer or a status within 24 to 48 hours. Thank you guys again. This was great. We'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.